So we're continuing with the 11th chapter of Over Sea Under Stone by Susan Cooper. The kids have separated. It's Simon and Jane and Barney off on an adventure of his own. They ran into Mr. Penhallow, the fisherman, who told them that Bill lost the fishing race and is really upset. Oh yeah, and their housekeeper, Mrs. Polk, is Bill's aunt. We know that she is hidden in this crowd coming toward them, dressed as some sort of bird creature. If you have ever seen the movie The Wicker Man, this may give you an idea of what this celebration looks like. I definitely, if you like this book, check out The Wicker Man. It's a weird, kind of set 1970s movie, but it's very much about a town that still adheres to the old ways. And there's a lot of neat stuff in it. My personal recommendation, if you're over 13, Wicker Man should be fine for you. I don't think it's rated R, but anyway, there's my film recommendation. I don't give a lot of them, but Wicker Man is one of my favorite movies. So, we continue Simon and Jane watching the crowd approach them. You can tell this is going to be a short ending to this chapter because I talked so much before. Slowly, the crowd drew near them along the front quay, children running and jumping about in front of the red-faced, puffing band. Behind them, edged by delighted, pushing throngs of visitors, came a dancing file of fantastic figures they had seen from across the harbor, the monstrous heads lurching and hopping in a slow parody of dance, and others, masked and disguised, weaving in and out of the crowds. Here and there they swooped on the bystanders, taking pretty girls by the hand, pretending to strike squealing old ladies with a ribboned wand, guiding the visitors and villagers to join hands and dance with them in rows across the width of the street. Pom, pom, de pom, pom, pom. The music boomed in the children's ears where they sat on the wall, and the crowd eddied all round them on the corner, overflowing up the hill as well as down. Jane, beaming round her in delight at the tops of the giant grinning heads, suddenly stared across the crowd. She pointed and shouted something in Simon's ear. Simon could hear nothing but the music thrumming round him till the wall seemed to shake. "What?" he shouted back. Jane ducked her head close to his ear. "There's Mrs. Polk! Look, just over there, with feathers on her head. Behind the man covered in leaves. Quickly, let's catch her!" And before Simon could stop her, she had slipped down the wall and was on the edge of the crowd. Simon jumped down after her and caught her arm just as she was about to push her way across the crowd between two dancing, laughing files. "Not now, Jane!" But he too was swept along for several yards by the dancing crowd before he could draw her back into a clear space. The crowd pinned against the far wall of the road, away from the harbor, hemmed in by others standing watching the carnival procession dance by, and that was why they did not see Barney, who had been threading his way down the hill past the grey house, dodge between people's legs and slip round the corner of the wall, ignoring the procession, and run as fast as he could along the inner quay to the place where they had agreed to meet. And that ends Chapter 11.